Plankton is evil and will do anything to rule the world, but is he actually twisted enough to feed the residents of Bikini Bottom their own people? Well, their own fish. Chum, after all, is made from fish parts and blood, typically used by fishermen to attract carnivorous predators like sharks. But could the Chum Bucket actually be a cannibalistic restaurant? Think about it. SpongeBob constantly plays on the rivalry between the Krusty Krab and the Chum Bucket. Plankton is always scheming to steal the Krabby Patty secret formula from Mr. Krabs, but never succeeds. Meanwhile, his restaurant serves chum, a substance so unappetizing that no one in Bikini Bottom even wants to touch it. Why is Plankton serving chum in the first place? In the episode Friend or Foe, we get a glimpse into Plankton's and Mr. Krabs' shared past. Surprisingly, they were childhood best friends born on the same day, November 30th, 1942. Plankton was labeled the nerd due to his intelligence, and Mr. Krabs faced ridicule for being poor. A key moment in their friendship comes when they're teased by a bully named Billy, and Mr. Krabs finds his first penny while wearing a cardboard box for clothes. That penny sparks his lifelong obsession with money. Eventually, the duo saved up enough to buy a burger from Stinky Burgers, a wildly popular yet disgusting restaurant located in a dump. But even there, they weren't welcome. The owner, Stinky, rejected them, calling them bad for business. That humiliation lit a fire under them. When Stinky Burgers shut down, Plankton and Mr. Krabs decided to open their own burger stand right in its place. Now here's where things get interesting. Plankton and Mr. Krabs made their first ever burger, but they had wildly different visions for it. Plankton wanted to use the burger to dominate Bikini Bottom, while Mr. Krabs just wanted to make people happy and maybe earn some cash along the way. Their conflicting goals led to a heated fight, and they tore their original recipe in half. Plankton ended up with only one ingredient, a pinch of chum. From that moment on, the rivalry was born. While Plankton's retelling of the story flips the roles, claiming Mr. Krabs was the power-hungry one, it's hard to believe him. I mean, Plankton is constantly scheming to conquer Bikini Bottom. Yeah, so back to Plankton and his chum. If it's made from actual fish, who in Bikini Bottom would willingly eat it? Well, we do get an answer, or at least part of one. In one episode, Plankton is desperate due to having no customers when out of nowhere, a fish named Nat walks in and orders a chum stick. Plankton is shocked, but serves him, and Nat loves it. He even promises to come back the next day, which gives Plankton a rare moment of joy. But here's where it gets weird. What species is Nat, and would his diet normally include fish? Nat is a yellow tang fish with lavender fins and greenish yellow markings. He could be a yellow tang, banana race, long-nosed butterfly fish, or even a royal grama. Most yellow tangs are herbivores with digestive systems unsuited for meat, while species like banana brasses and royal grammas might eat fish as part of their natural diet. Even then, relying solely on chum, a product made from ground fish, could seriously harm their health. Feeding carnivorous fish a chum-based diet would disrupt their digestive systems, and herbivores like yellow tangs wouldn't even be able to process it. So why would Nat, or anyone in Bikini Bottom, eat chum and enjoy it? Did you know that Nat the fish, one of Plankton's few regular customers at the Chum Bucket, might be eating the wrong kind of food for his species? Plankton, clearly aware of this, still brags to Mr. Krabs about his loyal patron. When Nat actually shows up in front of Mr. Krabs to order a chum stick, the disbelief is real. Naturally, Mr. Krabs panics and sends SpongeBob on a mission to win Nat over as a Krusty Krab customer. SpongeBob tries everything, Krabby Patties galore, but nothing works. Mr. Krabs is devastated. Even one customer for Plankton feels like too much. But here's the twist. Despite Nat's apparent love for chum, things aren't what they seem. Nat returns to the Chum Bucket later, waving a fistful of money, but suddenly declares he's done with chum. Why? Eating it made him so sick he needed his stomach pumped. Twice! The real kicker? Karen, Plankton's computer wife, had been paying Nat to eat chum just to shut Plankton up about not having customers. Yup, Nat wasn't a fan. He was a paid actor, and here's where the story gets even weirder. Have you noticed how rare it is for anyone in Bikini Bottom to enjoy chum? The list of actual enthusiasts is almost non-existent. For example, Mr. Krabs, yes, the same Krabs who despises the Chum Bucket, secretly has a taste for chum. This unexpected revelation comes out in the episode Hankering, where he sneaks off to enjoy the stuff, all thanks to a peculiar experience during his Navy days. Biologically, it actually makes sense. Real-world crabs are omnivores who eat meat, including other crabs. So, crabs craving chum? Not that far-fetched. And then there's Patrick. In Chum Bucket Supreme, Plankton hires him as an advertising director. Customers flood in. Again, this checks out biologically. Real starfish are omnivores, eating almost anything they come across. Meanwhile, Squidward tries his hand at creating a gourmet dish at the Chum Bucket, chum fricassee. As an octopus, he's naturally a carnivore, so chum is right up his alley. But Squidward being Squidward, his arrogance ruins the dish, leaving customers sick. This all highlights the darker side of the Chum Bucket, its food source. Feeding fish to other fish, cannibalism basically, is a bold statement of how little Plankton respects Bikini Bottom's norms. The Chum Bucket isn't just a failed restaurant, it's a reflection of Plankton's willingness to go against the very fabric of their society.